We're here for Motorboats Monthly today aboard the brand new Bavaria Virtess 420. This is Bavaria's first flybridge boat. It's a very clever boat. There's about 10 minutes worth of stuff we've got to show you and about 1 minute to do it in. So let's start the clock and get going. Okay, first of all, conventional seating. Then we've got sunbed. And then we've got aft-facing seating, but it doesn't stop there. So that's pretty clever, but what's really cunning is all of this furniture is on tracks, which means you can do this. And then all of a sudden, you've got your own private beach. Side decks, you've got an inside rail as well as an outside rail. The decks themselves are over 1 foot wide, and they've even recessed the fillet in its own little self-draining locker. Inside, these footstools flip over, and you've got seats. Further forward, sideboard here, plenty of storage. Galley here, bit less so. You've got a fridge on this side and a bin on the other. But you have got a proper oven and grill, a 3-burner hob, and it's stuck in a coffee machine. They've even built in these little trays to the deck head just here. Helm, 2 steps up, so great visibility, and there's a 1-piece windscreen, so there's a really good view out. Double helm seat here, non-reflective dashboard, plenty of room for chart plotter, nowhere for charts. Lower accommodation, you've got your steps here with the nice little pin lights underneath. What is good is underneath they've managed to squeeze in space for a washing machine, and that is a great feature on a 42-foot boat. Forward cabin, plenty of space here, masses of headroom, nice little vanity unit here, mirrors a tad low, 4 drawers and storage, and that's on top of a huge hanging locker and another locker on the other side. Owner's cabin ensuite, good size, proper porcelain bowl, and a separate shower cubicle. Second cabin, plenty of storage, 2 separate beds, reasonable headroom, and a great big hull window. Third cabin, obviously a bit more compromised, much less headroom, but crucially, you've still got 2 separate beds rather than bunk beds that you'd often find in a third cabin on a boat this size. Finally, the second heads, again it's a good size, again you've got a separate shower stall. They've really packed a lot into this boat. Right, our minute's up, let's take her out on the water. The Bavaria 42 Virtess is available with 2 drive configurations. You can have the IPS, or, as the boat we have here has got, you can have outdrives. On the outdrives they do the D6 370 and D6 400. This particular boat has got the smaller option of the 370, but despite that, it actually runs very nicely. We're running here at about just under 3,000 RPM, and that's giving us a speed in around the mid-20s, and very comfortable with it. The other interesting thing about the outdrive is that sometimes in combination with the flybridge it can be a little bit flighty. But in fact this is a pretty steady boat. We can put her into a full lock turn, and she certainly heels over, but she doesn't feel like she's going to fall over. Take her around the other way. Feels very secure. The other noticeable thing about it is because the engines are right at the very back of the boat, and she's running outdrives of course, she's very, very quiet. And I would say the loudest thing I can hear as I sit here is the sound of the water rushing past. Down here at the lower helm the visibility is pretty good. The screen is in 1 piece, there's no central mullion, so that gives good visibility. And the helm seat is mounted nice and high as well, so you don't feel like you're having to crane over the bow to see where you're going. You can sit here and relax, feel pretty comfortable about what you're doing and where you're heading. The only slight anomaly I have found is that Bavaria have tried to go ultra modern and have collected all the switches into a touchscreen over here, so there's no buttons at all on here, as you can see. Now that's all fine and good, but if I want the wipers, I have to reach over here, touch the screen to light it up, then find the wiper button, which is just there, and then finally I've got the wipers, which every time you want to use them, it's something of a faff. I think it comes under the heading of a good idea, perhaps less good in execution. Considering this is Bavaria's first ever foray into a flybridge boat, they've done very well with this. They've put a lot of effort into it, the detailing is fantastic, and it really is quite a clever boat.